Hey, it's my latest piece of tech from Doors Technologies. It's a global. It's a portable communication device. You know, I like a lot of different sci-fi shows. A lot of stuff that I've liked hasn't done as well as I had hoped. Great show I love, which I still have yet to talk about after 3.5 years. Time Tracks, really love that. But there's a show that came out, and given its pedigree, there was no reason why I wouldn't like it. The show I'm talking about is Earth, Final Conflict. Greetings, Dave here, DCP Effects. I've shown this off before. This is the global. This is the prop that they use in Earth, Final Conflict. It is something that's been sitting on my bench for years. I think this first video was like 3 years ago. My 3D printing game has come a long way since this, so I really need to finish this, and actually could use a little more TLC, but this is going to happen soon. Well, I want to talk about this show, Earth Final Conflict. I remember watching this. It was right after I got married. My wife had gone to go visit her sister in Manitoba. So we were newlyweds, and she'd gone off for a week with her other sisters to go see her. She's one of 4 girls and a boy, so she's a big family. And this came on the TV, and I thought, interesting, what is this all about? This made me actually harken back to Assignment Earth, which was the episode 2, the season 2 finale of Star Trek, where it introduced Gary Seven, and basically it was a story of aliens had taken a human and made them their agent. It's been expounded on in Picard season 2. Wesley Crusher is part of the group with supervisors. Anyway, I knew this was by Gene Roddenberry because it says Gene Roddenberry's Earth Final Conflict. This is something that Major Bear Roddenberry brought out when after Gene had died and said, here's a show that this could do really well. Let's check it out. It's about aliens called the Talons come to Earth. When this show starts, they've been here for 3 years and they've helped Earth. You know, they've increased crops and other things. And it's a story of the Resistance. Now, there's 5 seasons of this. I really love season 1. And then it went off the rails before me. It still was good, but season 1 was phenomenal, and the lead character, Kim Kilner, he was phenomenal as well. And it turns out there's a contract dispute, and in the end, his character goes away. Now, I'm not spoiling anything because it came out in 96. When that happened, when they killed off his character at the end of season 1, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And then season 2 introduces a new character, Liam Kincaid, and apparently there were contract disputes, and that's why Kevin was not, was not kept around. He came back for a couple episodes in season 5. Season 5, the whole series went way off the rails, but anyway, this was great because they had so many great actors in it. Kevin Kilner was phenomenal. He had a right-hand man, and fun story. This was filmed in Toronto. I'm in Barrie, just an hour north of Toronto. And I was involved in Rotary for 22 years, and I'm no longer. At one point, we had a speaker, and he came and he presented himself as a historian and started talking about the battle of this. And I met the guy, and I went, you look so familiar. Where do I know you from? I go, oh. And after his bombastic speaking, just before they were about to announce who he was, really, it dawned on me, I know this guy. And it turns out that the member of the club who brought him as a speaker said, this is an actor. And he said, I went, I knew it. You were in Earth Final Conflict. I saw you in that, your season 1 with, he goes, yes, I was in that show filmed in Toronto. And it was such a fun story. Anyway, to get back to this, there's a character, William Boone. He was been recruited by the Talons to come serve them as what they call a companion agent. And he turned them down because he and his wife were looking to start a family and wasn't ready to do it. He was a police captain. And his wife then mysteriously dies. And he then accepts the offer because it's come to his attention through some of the members of the Resistance. The Talons aren't all sunshine and roses. They are here. They have some nefarious plans, and he becomes an implant. What they called it was a CVI, a cyber viral implant. So they put pieces of a viral technology into his brain that gave him 100%, gave him total recall, gave him all these things, ability to control a biological weapon called a Skrill, which is big, and he went into it saying, they said that they could make it so, because there's an imperative to serve the companions that overrides everything. And he said, if I turn to a drone like this other guy who we met called Ron Sandoval, kill me. And they said that's already in the works. So he gets the implant. He works for the character Dawn, and he is working with the Resistance in the back end. So anyway, Chem Killer was great. Juan Flores is Ron Sandoval. He's this guy you just love to hate. And he does have a better arc through into season 5. Richard, I'm going to say this wrong, Chevalier as Augur, Lisa Howard, David Hemblin, Majel Barrett is in it as well as Dr. Bellman. It's a great story, and the fun part for me is the fact that as I'm watching it, like when they have the first opening scene in the first episode, they pan down, there's all this crowd, and it's a futuristic building. It's Roy Thompson Hall in Toronto, man. And they show these other things. That's the Skyway right by the Sky Dome, or the Rogers Center now. And that's this. So it's just fun to watch because it's in my backyard. Much like Titans and other shows like that are right in my backyard. I don't see them. Even Discovery and Stranger Worlds are in my backyard. There was an episode of Stranger Worlds that they filmed at the Ontario place just recently. The one where Pike and Spock are trapped on that planet, and they have the storm coming through and the aliens. Anyway, all this stuff is in my backyard, which is really cool. But I think this was a really good series. Like I say, it went off the rails for season 2, but I've just started watching this again. I'm through the first 2 episodes, and I've seen them already. But I'm going through it again just because I want to have a little nostalgia. So if you haven't checked out Earth Final Conflict, it's on Prime. I'm watching the DVDs because the quality on Prime is not great. I get better quality of these. It's only filmed in 480. So, well, it's 96. So it is not the best of quality, but it's good enough, and I'm really enjoying it. And as I'm going through watching the beats, I know what's coming. So right on, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And it's really great. So if you haven't checked it out, I really would recommend it. If you're a Gene Roddenberry fan like I am, like I love Star Trek, this is a very different take on it, but still very good. So that's my video for today. I hope everyone's having a great day. We'll talk to you all later.